Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I hope you stay. If you like what you see, please subscribe and stick around. And if you're not here and you're cozy, welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name is Bo. I am 31 years old and I live in Seattle, Washington. And I am currently on a journey to reach more than $1 million in net worth before retirement age. So if you are into that, if you want to see me on this journey, please stick around and I will get right into the video. So it is late December. We are approaching 2025. Thank goodness. And since we are approaching the new year, I just wanted to kind of recap this year because it has been insane. It's been crazy, not just money wise, but in general. There's been a lot of things going on in 2024, and I'm sure you guys, just as much as I, are looking forward to a new fresh start in 2025 with new goals and all of that. But before we can move on to 2025, we need to wrap some stuff up in 2024 and put a nice little bow on it so that we don't leave any stone unturned and we can just put 2024 behind us. So with that being said, I am going to go through my biggest wins and my biggest lessons from 2024, and I look forward to starting this video with you guys. Starting with number one. My biggest financial win, I would say this year, is reaching $100,000 net worth, because this is just a number that I never thought that I would see in my life. Before becoming an adult, I had never even seen 5 figures in an account in the positive. So reaching 100,000 net worth from the background that I came from is just something that I still can't fully wrap my head around. It also allows me to be coast fire, which means that I don't have to invest another penny and I will reach my retirement number by the time I turn 65. And if you guys want to learn more about coast fire, I did make a video on that topic and I will link that down below for your viewing pleasure. Also, it shows just the power of compounding, because total, I don't think I put in $100,000. Obviously, my total gain right now in my investment account is sitting at around 20K. So of the 100 plus thousand that I do have, I think right now it's at 120 something thousand. Of that invested, I invested around $80,000, and the rest was just accumulation and my money going to work for me. And that is why reaching 100K net worth was my biggest win. Why investing my first 100K was my biggest win. My second win for 2024 is definitely becoming debt-free, just because I was spending $1,000 and $2,000, sometimes $3,000 each month on debt alone. And that's just insane to me. Those numbers going towards someone else's pockets makes me sick. And even though I do pay around that in rent, it just feels different when the rest of your paycheck can go to you and doesn't have to go to the government or to Sally Mae to pay off your education from years ago. So I'm super glad that I reached that. And that is my second biggest win for 2024. My third biggest win this year was reaching $20,000 saved liquid. And a lot of people down on cash because inflation really does fight against us with our cash, right? But there is such an importance to me in having a cash reserve so that you feel safe enough to make moves in the present. I know that when years pass, inflation is definitely gonna work against my dollar, and $20,000 now will not be the same $20,000 in even 2, 3, or 4 years. But I want to be able to make a move this year if I need to. I want to be able to quit a job this year if I want to. And I am just trying to save as much as I can liquid while investing so that I feel secure enough. What that number is, I kind of have an idea, but I'm not ready to share it yet. But I will definitely share it in the future. So I also had some lessons from 2024. We didn't have just wins this year, and it wouldn't be a real video if I didn't share some lessons that I learned as well. And the first biggest lesson that I learned was with my Invisalign. my treatment relapsed. So my bottom teeth, I mentioned in one of my videos, I was experiencing some really bad pain with my wisdom teeth, and it didn't stop until I stopped wearing my bottom retainers. Once I stopped wearing them, my teeth stopped hurting, but then there was a little bit of a shift in my bottom teeth as well. And I didn't know there was a shift until I went to put my retainers on again later. I would say a month or so later, and they didn't fit. That shows that my teeth moved, they're moving, and I spent $5,200 out of pocket, no payment plan for this treatment, and I might have to actually get this treatment again. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do regarding this treatment. I have to go in for a scan in January to get new retainers, but they're also going to see if I need to redo my treatment. And if that's the case, then $5,200 was wasted, basically. My last lesson and this last piece for this video is my boundaries. I really grappled with my boundaries this year, and part of it, I think, is just embracing your 30s, and as a woman, just being able to say no and know when you're being taken for a ride. And these boundaries, I grappled with them in and outside of work, and it's still something that I feel like I need to work on. Unfortunately, there was just a lot of needing to say no. Also, just being okay with saying no to hanging out and spending money. Sometimes, even if you do have the money in the bank, you have to really stay focused on your goals. And because I did want to be debt free this year, I had to say no to a lot of fun, unfortunately. And that just comes with trying to reach your goals, is needing to have strong boundaries. Another boundary that I feel like I've been working on is just being okay with saying it's none of your business. I don't owe you an explanation, and I'm not going to speak further about this subject. This is still something that I'm learning, but I've had to exercise that boundary a lot, especially when it comes to things like when I'm going to decide to have children, if I want children, when I decide to have children, what am I going to name them? When you reach your 30s, you start getting a lot of questions, especially if you're newly married, about kids, expanding your family, when you should do it, when you should, start, when you shouldn't start. It's just a lot of unsolicited advice that I feel like I've had to fight off, which is why I appreciate this space, because you guys allow me to be myself and to talk about my interests, and you're not worried about my reproductive system, and I appreciate that. So those are my biggest lessons and my biggest wins from the year of 2024. But as I always say, you guys, I care more about yours. Tell me what your biggest wins, what your biggest lessons were of 2024 in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.